And we have returned. You're listening to CSC Talk Radio. This is Beth Ann. Been talking about the civility, the violence that we are seeing, and it is violent. There's no other way to look at it. These commentators trying to define it, and they just don't use the M word. Don't use the M word. It's not mob rule. It's not a mob. It's just protesters. Well, it's not just protesters. They're in Portland, Oregon, where they are stopping the traffic and kicking and throwing things. That's violence. Yelling and screaming. They're not carrying, well, they may have had a few signs. I don't know. The ones I saw didn't have any signs, but they're chasing these motorists. Why? What is the purpose in that? Well, just the article that I was just sharing with you about the young man that said he's a part of this walkaway founder. I've not heard of the walkaway founder, where they're walking away from the Democrat Party because the Democrat Party has gone nuts. They're not about equality anymore. They're not about civility. They never have. Well, they haven't been in many, many years. Remember, the Democrat Party were the ones doing the lynchings down deep south. The Democrat Party right now in this nation is not constitutional. They bring it up every now and then when they want to use a piece of it. But this is the ones that took the sit-in against the Second Amendment just back in, I don't know, when was that? 2012, 2014? But this young man, this is America Censored, is a daily caller program dedicated to political stories dominating the news cycle. The Daily Caller, Stephanie Hamill, is a straight shooter who isn't afraid to tell you what she thinks. And I guess she's interviewed this guy. Hamill has put the left on blast for turning a blind eye to the violent MS-13 gang. Remember, they're all about them. Talked about the left's war on old white men, and highlighted the dangers of socialized medicine in some of her recent monologues. Well, this is pushing her, but isn't that what's going on? They got upset when President Trump called the MS-13 gang animals. That's exactly what they are. Vicious. They have no love in them. I meant to bring in my scripture reading from this morning. It was about praying for your enemies. We need to be in prayer for this nation. I'm not going to call this nation our enemies, but the ones that are going at you, I wouldn't call them friends. Scaring you in elevators, because I think Flake needs to man up a little bit. But it would be intimidating. You know, I'm a female. I'm not very big. And if I'm in an elevator with just a man, he doesn't even have to say a word. I'm kind of intimidated. He doesn't have to say a word. It doesn't take much to intimidate sometimes. Paid protesters are there because they want them to cause a scene. They want them to cause trouble. They want them to get arrested. They want them to make a statement. But paid protesters, they're not dedicated to a cause, just to $1. Same with the mercenaries. They took it kind of light that night, and they got captured. Wake up, America. These paid protesters are the useful idiots. The socialist agenda from Sal Alinsky's Radicals, Rules for Radicals. Healthcare is the first thing on the list. Control their healthcare and you control the people. What is it they're screaming about? They want socialized medicine. Never, ever is it good. Ask the other countries that have it. They come here. Poverty. They want the poor. Increase poverty level as high as possible. Poor people are easier to control and will not fight back if you are providing everything for them to live. That is slavery, my friends. Debt. Increase the debt to an unsustainable level. That way you are able to increase taxes, and this will produce more poverty. The Democrat Party is promising to do away with those tax cuts. They want the crumbs back. Number 4 is gun control, and I love the reality of this. Remove the ability to defend themselves from the government, not from the deer, not from the antelope, from the government. That way you are able to create a police state. Welfare is number 5. Take control of every aspect of their lives, their food, their housing, their income. Education. Oh, wow. Take control of what people read and listen to. Take control of what children learn in school. Number 7, religion. Remove the belief in the God from the government and schools. And number 8, the final step here is class warfare. They got to divide you. Divide the people into the wealthy and the poor. This will cause more discontent, and it will be easier to take or tax the wealthy with the support of the poor. What is it we see going on right now? That's exactly what we see going on right now. The Democrats are pushing this. If you're protesting with them and you're not paid, you're one of the useful idiots. And if you're paid, you're just a useful idiot that's earning a little living. When will Americans who truly love freedom and independence, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, property, and prosperity, when will the Americans stand up and put an end to this? Stand up and be united. Pray for boldness, not meanness. Pray for boldness, and pray for those who are currently the useful idiots so that they can see the light and join in the love of independence, of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We must unite. That's the only way. Civility. Can you be civil to one another? Take them out to coffee and talk to them? Or do you rather kick them? Unite. United we stand, divided we fall. And we are in a downfall, my friends. It's time to stand up. Get angry. Get a righteous anger. And bring America home.